at 166 Boulder Drive in downtown Fitchburg.
Well, we're going to be talking to Jackie Cullen, owner of River Styx Brewing Company, and Don Aker Ayala of the Finicky Fork Catering Company.
She's Alex Cardinale.
He's David Janisi.
And this is Forks Over Fitchburg.
Okay, thanks for joining us. So we're here this evening with Jackie Cullen, owner of River Styx Brewery. Why can't I ever say that word? Every time I come across it, it sounds like I've been at a brewery for too long. Thank you for joining us, Jackie. There you go. Cheers already.
Cheers.
I love it. She dives right in.
We're diving right in. You know, Jackie, I just told you off camera, it feels like yesterday that we were just here cutting your ribbon.
It's true. I know. It's going to be 4 years in July, and it's just, it's been a whirlwind. It's gone by so fast.
Tell us about your journey. So how was it starting out from ground up?
Wow. So it was an uphill battle. We started out as home brewers, and when we tried to license our home brewery, we found out that they no longer license breweries that are underneath a living space. So that was really disappointing because we had hopes of sharing this beer that we had been creating in our little mini commercial brewery in our basement. And you know, at the end of the decision process, they said to us, "You can go out and rent a place or buy a place or move it out from underneath your home, but you need to make a decision in 2 weeks, and then either move forward or cancel it." And we had 2 weeks to sit there and think about, do we want to move forward with this still, or do we want to, let it wait? And the dice were rolled, and here we are, and we just kind of dove in. I feel like I said to my husband, I said, "You want to hold hands and jump off the roof and see if we can fly?" Right. And we've been drinking from a fire hose ever since.
And I've seen firsthand how much the city has supported this project because they truly believed in the impact that River Styx would have, especially kind of in the downtown blueprint.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the city knew, I think the city really knew they wanted a brewery. They wanted something like that as a cornerstone business for the redevelopment. We couldn't be happier with our decision for Fitchburg. We know that Fitchburg, we believe that Fitchburg is just full of a lot of excellent people. Everyone we were meeting was so passionate about the town and had memories of what it used to be and knew what it could be and wanted to put the effort in. It wasn't just people, with a lot of words. It was people with a lot of actions too, and we felt Fitchburg needed it more, and we're just so happy to be here because it's been incredible support.
Amazing.
You said it best. Fitchburg needs the underworld.
Yes.
And we're
And the
inside the
underworld
underworld.
needs Fitchburg, too.
And the underworld needs Fitchburg.
Underworld
That's
needs
right.
Fitchburg too.
Yeah, that was a question I had. So how did you come upon this, I don't know, dare I say theme?
It's a theme, yes. Yeah. So we live on a road that starts off as River Styx Road in Ashburnham. So when we were home brewing, I basically had a little hand-drawn sign of this guy right here. Actually more like the logo that you see. Yep. More like this. It was on a chalkboard, like the chalkboards in your kitchen, and it said, "Welcome to the underworld." And because we were walking down into our basement on River Styx Road to brew beer. So our basement was the underworld for a while. And
that's cool.
So yeah, I definitely, when we decided to move forward with the tap room here, I wanted to brand this as the underworld.
The ambiance, of course, is one reason to come to the underworld, but the real reason to come to the underworld is, of course, the product. And we have a few different things that we're actually showcasing because you're not just a beer company.
Yeah.
So we, of course, have our beer here, and Alex is drinking, what is Alex drinking?
So I'm going to be trying the Imperial Tart Ale, which I really like. We're going to talk about this, I'm sure, but like even the packaging and with the cans, but I'm guessing it's fruity.
Yes, it's pineapple, guava, and guavastine.
Awesome.
It's got a little tartness. It's a tart ale, so it's going to have a little bit of tartness. I think it's 10% alcohol, but very fruity. You're not going to taste the alcohol, and it's probably like no other beer you've ever had, unless you're into tart ales and craft beer. If you're not a big beer drinker, this isn't going to be your typical shelf beer that you would just try at a liquor store.
So if you're not really into beer, this might be one you want to give
it's a
whirl.
good gateway. Yeah, it's fruity and refreshing.
And is this new, or has this always been in your lineup?
It's a staple. We bring this one out. We don't really have a solid menu at any given time. We're constantly changing the menu here. We have 16 taps, and we definitely brew a lot of different beers over and over again, but we're also always introducing new stuff. So this is one that we've done a few times.
So switching over from the beer, I have in front of me a hard seltzer, which is a rather new venture for River Styx Brewery, correct?
Yeah. This is like the 5th one that we've done now. We believe that hard seltzer is something that's really going to make its imprint on craft beer this year. We're seeing it growing in popularity with our customers, and we really wanted to put our own identity onto it. So we're doing seltzers in a couple of different ways. We have one brand of seltzer called the Pegasus series, which is all about supernatural colors with all natural ingredients. This Pegasus dragon fruit mango slushy is actually a seltzer-based slushy. So this was colored with dragon fruit, so it's a pop of vibrant pink, and it's flavored with mango. And as you can see, this one's a frozen version because we sell slushies here in our tap room, and of the chocolate variety or fruity variety or seltzer in this case. So to the point earlier, we really like to diversify and have different things for people that aren't your typical.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
beer.
important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's a great summer drink.
It's super great on the patio. This was perfect for the patio. And then, with this seltzer here, that's the other style that we're doing. So basically, Pegasus is vibrant colors, all natural ingredients. Chimera is cocktail inspired. So the Chimera series is all based on mine and my husband's favorite cocktails. The first one that we did was a blackberry bourbon smash cocktail, and we've got some people addicted to that right now. I mean, we've got customers that are like trying to pre-order the next batch. So it was really, really tasty. This is our second one in the Chimera series. And it's inspired after a Yellowbird cocktail. So that one's going to have banana, orange, pineapple, a little touch of rum, a little touch of lime. So yeah, give it a whirl.
Let's
cheers this up. Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Oh, that's great. That I would drink in the summer.
Yep, that's a nice beach beer. I always
Definitely beach beer. I love that. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell
say.
you,
These are all beach beers.
This is great. This is all. Yeah.
this is very, very. I love it.
It's tasty, right?
These are good.
Very tasty. Very tasty.
Yep.
I do taste the banana.
A little bit.
A little bit of the banana.
You're so sophisticated, Dave.
This is
What a
Forks
palate.
over Fitchburg. We need to really taste this.
Well, I'm a hard seltzer sommelier.
Oh,
Are you really now?
that's good. That's good.
Self-proclaimed.
Learning something
He
new.
just made that up right now. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I've never heard that one before. Oh yeah, no, that's very good.
Phenomenal. I mean, this is a delicious hard seltzer.
Thank you.
Because I do drink hard seltzer, and this has a burst of flavor. Just based on your description alone, should be a selling point for this hard seltzer.
Well, you're hitting the nail on the head about what River Styx is all about. Our number one objective is flavor. I mean, we are all about flavor. We come from cooking and cocktails, and our number one thing is to make it taste good. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. You have these 0 calorie, 0 carbohydrate, 0 sugar, and 0 flavor seltzers out there, and those are great for a certain thing. Like if I'm on a low carb diet or whatever, I'm totally going to be drinking those, right? But people want flavor. That's what they're coming out to enjoy when they're coming to River Styx. And this is going to be less calories, less carbohydrates than the beer.
Yeah.
But you're not missing out on any of the flavor. We're making sure you get all that flavor with a little bit lower, little healthier.
Win-win, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what we wanted to do with those,
Right.
4 years in the game, you are, I would assume, a rarity in that you're a female business owner in a beer world. How can you speak to that, being a woman business owner in a craft brewery?
I feel like every single other owner, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny, and I know other people have answered it that way too, but I think one of the things that the way I've always approached a situation and being in a man's world, because it certainly, you know, can feel that way in the brewing space. But I was a kid who grew up fixing cars with my dad. You know, I was a tomboy growing up. I always went and played with the boys, and I played in the dirt piles and jumped off the roofs and broke my ankle. You know, I've never been intimidated to just jump right into a boy's world and do all the stuff the boys are doing, and that's always how I've been. And I especially love collaborating with female-owned businesses to the point about women sticking together. Like, nothing makes me happier to see other empowered women who attack life the way that we do.
You yourselves do not serve food here, but folks can get food here should there be a restaurant who has a food truck or, you know, kind of a mobile establishment right outside. Yeah. We work with you know, local caterers, and I mean pretty much anybody who's licensed in the city of Massachusetts. They could be a caterer or a food truck. And we'll work with them to get them access to our customers if they have the similar work ethic as we do, and you know, they're gonna be a good fit for us from a food perspective. We taste all of them. We make sure that, you know, we're happy with the products and partner with.
But going back to your point, this episode proves what you just said. You back it up about collaborating with other female-owned businesses, because we're showcasing not only you and River Styx, but Dawn of Finicky Fork. And you've been working with Finicky Fork now for quite a while, and it seems to be working pretty successfully for you guys.
She's incredible. I love her to death. She is exactly the type of vendor that we want to do business with. She's very serious about her business. She's on time. She runs a tight ship, you know, and she's really working hard. And she's from Fitchburg. So we're going to have Finicky Fork Friday every Friday night this summer. So that starts at 5 o'clock on Friday nights. She brings various different menus. You can watch our social media, and we'll post about what menu she's going to be bringing. We're going to have our indoor and outdoor tap rooms open this summer, so that's a really exciting thing. And then we're going to be bringing back a lot more live music outside, a lot more food trucks. Saturday's probably going to have live music and food trucks pretty much every Saturday.
Is there anything else you'd like the viewers to know about River Styx that we haven't touched upon?
I mean, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're probably going to get ourselves up on some TikTok soon.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Maybe show some people some of our back of the house processes. We deliver statewide to the entire state of Massachusetts. You can go to our website and look at a menu and order ahead. You can order curbside pickup, or you know, you can come right in. Our tap room is open, and we're dog friendly, kid friendly. Bring your family.
And it's all happening in the underworld. And we're going to stay here
in Fitchburg.
And we're going to stick around in the underworld, Alex, because coming up next, we're going to go into the kitchen of Finicky Fork, where they're preparing some, from what I hear, legendary mac and cheese that I can't wait to try. And when we come back, we'll be sitting here talking to Dawn.
That's
learning about the
excellent.
Finicky Fork. Jackie, I want to thank you again for
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us here
Thank
today.
you. Yeah, it was a
I
pleasure.
hope you have a great interview with Dawn.
We appreciate it. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm the executive chef of Finicky Fork Catering. I've been with Dawn for about 3 years now. Today we are going to make a pulled pork mac and cheese and a jalapeno popper mac and cheese. And we'll start with the pork butt. We need to marinate this. Start by slicing this. We will put a little bit of liquid smoke. And then we have a smoky seasoning that we make. It's like a Memphis seasoning. So you'll sprinkle some of that. Get on the inside of it. You want to put quite a bit of it, because you'll use the liquid after to make your sauce. I'm going to put enough water, about halfway. Then you want to first saran wrap it, nice and tight. And foil, and then you put it in the oven at like 400 for at least anywhere between 4.5 to 6 hours, depending. And we'll let that cook. And now we're gonna make the cheese sauce for the pulled pork. And that one is the mild cheddar. So we'll start with a block, and we'll grate this down. You'll need a few cups of the cheese. We'll start with that. And then if you have to, you just add a little more cheese. And then you add your heavy cream. Put that on low. We can make the coleslaw that will go on top. So we have some shredded cabbage, carrots, and a house dressing, which is an apple cider vinaigrette coleslaw dressing. And then you just mix this, and we'll let that sit. All right, we just cooked the pulled pork for about 6 hours. It's done, so now you want to take it and skim the fat off the top. And you'll just take it and leave it in larger chunks. When it's done, it should be nice and tender and just fall apart. This is everyone's favorite, the pulled pork. And you want to save the liquid because we will make our sauce with that. And your cheese will start to slowly melt, and just keep it stirring. And then you want to take some of your liquid and one of your favorite barbecue sauces. And I always add a little bit more of the dry rub to the liquid. And then some of the barbecue. Just stir this until the dry rub dissolves. You want to have it slightly running so that way you can pour it over your pulled pork, and that's when you'll pull it apart a little bit. Pour that over it. Then you'll mix that in. You want to do that by hand so you can pull some of it apart. And then we'll put some into a saute pan to heat up. Put that on the stove. It's starting to thicken. And if you ever put too much cheese, you could always add a little more cream to it. And you want to save a little more of the shredded cheddar for when you're mixing your mac and cheese together, so it gets that nice stringy look to it. And then while you're doing this, you want to cook your mac and cheese, the pasta, which we will be using the Tortoli pasta, and that is this one. It's great for mac and cheese. You want to use one that will hold the cheese sauce. So we can drop some of our pasta. And now you can smell this. It smells amazing. We'll add some cheese. Give that a good stir. Once it cools, it'll start to get a little thicker on you. Nice healthy bowl of mac and cheese. And then we'll take our pulled pork. And then with the leftover barbecue sauce. And then you want to top it with your coleslaw. And there you go. You've got pulled pork mac and cheese. All right, now we're gonna start with our jalapeno popper mac and cheese. So I'm gonna start with our applewood smoked bacon. We'll start off by cooking this. I'm gonna cook that about 400 for about 10 minutes, and we'll check it. And then we'll wanna start grating our sharp cheddar. And this is an extra sharp cheddar that we're gonna be using. And like with the other one, you'll need a few cups to start with, and then you can keep adding. And then we'll add some heavy cream. You wanna make sure you put that on low. So you put just enough cream to cover it. You let that melt down. And then while that's melting, we will cut the jalapeno. And then we'll saute those. Just add a little bit of oil. And you want to saute those until they're a little al dente with a little bit of crisp to it. Make sure you keep an eye on your cheese sauce. And while that's going, we'll start the panko. So you want to toast your panko. I'm using a seasoned panko. And we'll take that and we'll toast this up. With the panko, you need to make sure once it starts to brown, you want to keep moving it around because otherwise you will burn it. Keep an eye on your bacon. Can you smell the jalapeno? You can start seeing the seeds starting to brown, so we're almost there. We'll shut that off and just let it sit. And it'll finish cooking itself. That's a good coloring right there. And then our panko's starting to churn, so this is when you take it off and just stay above the heat, because this can churn really fast. And then we'll let that sit for a few minutes. Now I can smell the bacon. I feel like the extra sharp, you always need a little more cheese in it. And if it gets too sharp, some people just add a mild. Okay. So we're almost there. Probably another like 2 minutes because you want it nice and crispy because you're gonna put that on top. So we shut off the cheese, we'll let that sit for a few minutes. All right, so here's the bacon. You can put as much bacon as you'd like. Pour some of the cheese in there. And then we'll add the other cheese. So if you'd like, you can add a little bit of your jalapenos into it. That, and then you take your bacon, and we'll sprinkle this on top. And then you take some more of your jalapenos right on top. And then we'll take your panko. And that gives it the crisp of the outside of the jalapeno popper. And there you are. Jalapeno popper. My favorite.
Can't get enough Forks Over Fitchburg? Be sure to like our Facebook page for additional content and news on future episodes. You just never know where we'll be heading next.
Dawn, thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me.
Very excited. This is a good one.
So Finicky Fork, how long have you been in business?
We've been in business since October 2018.
What is Finicky Fork known for?
My initial intention was to just operate a catering business, maybe do like 5 or 6 special events a month or whatnot. But we really had an overwhelming response from the community, which helped our business kind of skyrocket and elevate to another level. So about 3 months after we became an LLC, we got a contract up at the Burbank campus with Community Health Connections to operate their cafe. We also have a wholesale license, so we do wholesale.
Today is a barbecue mac and cheese night.
This is our it's our mac and cheese experience. So
Mac and cheese experience.
So we do
So
have
many
some
kinds.
barbecue.
Yeah.
We have several different menus that we offer here. But tonight's our mac and cheese experience, and we have like 14 different macaroni and cheeses. Some are white cheddar, some are mild cheddar mac and cheeses with all different kinds of cool toppings. Yeah, I think you guys should dig in before it gets cold. There's like some pretty
I'm
phenomenal
surprised I've been
food,
able to
but-
last this long. You know?
You know, once I get going, I can't
You're not
stop.
going to stop,
That's
so
the
I got to take
problem.
over the rest
That's
of the interview.
problem.
All right, fair enough.
You know?
Yeah. I got to say, over this pandemic, I mean, we've all gotten a little more familiar with food, right? I think everybody. But there has been something about bacon, jalapeno. Like I've been like on that kick so much.
Nice.
So this was like fate. Phenomenal, as I would expect. So the jalapeno definitely, it's got like a fire roasted quality to it. Bacon, it's not floppy or soggy. Ooh, jalapeno's hitting me. It's not floppy or soggy. It's got a crisp, which is great. And that cheese sauce is really nice. And you know what I really appreciate though? It is not drenched in it.
Right.
You know, you are still getting a nice bite from the pasta. You're tasting that cheese sauce. Very light crumb topping too. Also, what I appreciate, I don't like when things overkill.
So I guess the question is it setting it off for you?
This is setting it off. I mean, it is off. It is off to the underworld.
All right, well, I guess I've
turn.
waited long enough.
Go for it. I appreciate the coleslaw on that.
Yeah, I got it. I got to get elements of the slaw, elements of the pork.
Yep.
Now that's the white cheddar. This is the mild cheddar.
Correct.
Watching you eat makes me laugh. I just have to say that. Just love watching you enjoy food.
The only thing I have to say, Alex, is maron.
Maron, I knew that was coming. Yep.
Maron.
Yeah, big one.
I mean, it's golden perfection.
Yeah, that
I
looks
don't know what else to say here. The pork, it's like melt in your mouth, practically.
And you said you were roasting that this morning. So yeah, that's
Now, is there a specialty with roasting your pork? Is there a special marinade or anything?
Well, there's definitely a secret rub, so it's
Oh.
yeah, and you won't know that, so
Yep.
we can't really divulge any of that information. So
it's all right.
Dawn's going to tell us off camera what the secret ingredient is.
No,
and then we'll
I
take it
I
to
don't
our
think she
grave.
will.
I
No,
probably
and I
won't.
wouldn't expect
So-
her to. No.
And the coleslaw is an apple cider sauce, so it has
You know?
it has apple cider vinegar, so it has a little kick to it.
I mean, you really can't go wrong with mac and cheese, like you said. People, I mean, this is comfort food 101.
Right.
You know, but it is, I think, you know, your finicky flair that you put on it that makes it so special.
Just think about, Alex, it's summertime now.
Yep.
You're coming down, you're having the mac and cheese experience while enjoying one of those amazing seltzer slushies
Yeah.
that River Styx has to
I mean,
offer.
that's dinner and dessert in my book right there.
You're not kidding.
You know, and a recipe for some fun.
We also have a barbecue menu where we have like brisket and ribs and chicken and things like that with like potato salad, pasta salad, cornbread. Some people will come just for our cornbread. They love our cornbread. We do an Italian night, so that's so. Have you seen our Italian menu that we?
No, but you had me at
Yeah, I don't
Italian
think I've
already.
seen that one.
I'm all
Yeah.
ears. No,
Yeah,
The Meticuloso Forchetta. It's a beautiful menu. So we do a nice Italian dinner here. We have Mexican night where we do different tacos and salads and things like that. So,
Do you have a favorite dish?
do I have a favorite
Do
dish?
you have a favorite dish?
So I eat from gas stations, but really,
How ironic.
I know.
This amazing catering company, and she's going and eating gas station food. You know,
You like what you like. You know, one thing I follow you on Instagram and have also ordered food for family gatherings before. And one thing that always catches my eye that's very popular these days, dare I say trendy, charcuterie boards. And you guys do some bomb charcuterie boards. I mean, they could not look more professional or beautiful. They are truly almost too pretty to eat.
and I'm going to tell you right now, we make no secret about it. Prosciutto is very important to the Forks Over family, and your prosciutto
Yeah.
is a knockout on your charcuterie boards.
Yeah.
another secret.
Oh, no way.
You won't know. I'll never tell
Oh,
anyone which
secret
prosciutto.
There's a secret to your prosciutto?
Yeah, well, I won't tell you which prosciutto I
Oh,
use.
all right,
Obviously,
all
there's
right.
I have a spec.
Yeah.
There's only one prosciutto I'll use.
And that
And
pros-
you know, I probably ate 14 prosciuttos before I chose which one I was going to use.
Oh,
Even
thank
the
you for
cafe.
suffering for your art.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like the viewers to know about the Finicky Fork that maybe we haven't touched upon?
There's nothing wrong with being finicky.
There you go.
There you
and we can
go.
find you on social media.
You can find us. We're on Instagram and Facebook, Finicky Fork Catering, and the Finicky Fork Cafe. So you can find us on both those.
Dawn, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us
Can't wait
today.
to dive in more.
Yeah, we tend to behave on camera with the food, and then we do most of our damage off camera. As embarrassing as I will admit that. Dawn, I want to thank you again. I also want to thank Jackie Cullen for joining us earlier in the episode. This has been tremendous. This really has. This has been quite the experience.
Yep.
We want to leave our viewers, as we always leave our viewers, remember that there's always life, liberty.
And the prosciutto of happiness.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.